You've made it to Chiro Hustle. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This week's episode is brought to you by Clothes for Chiro, Legacy Wealth Management, Posture Screen, Imaging Services, Zingit Solutions, Peter Goldman's Zone School of Healing, Everest Coaching Systems, ChiroThin, Universal Tractioning Systems, Chiropractic Jobs Online, Rhino Coaching, Chiro Matchmakers, True Chiro, and the Social Health Experts Summit. Let's hustle.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 84 of Chiro Hustle. I am your co-host Luke Millette. Here's your host, Jim Chester.
So today we had the privilege of interviewing Dr. Tovar, and if you guys want to know more about getting naked with her Get Naked series, stay tuned. What is your chiropractic story and what influenced you to become a chiropractor?
Oh, wow. I love my chiropractic story. I think chiropractic for sure saved my life, and I know there's a lot of chiropractors with similar stories, but I feel that chiropractic found me. I was looking for a part-time job, and I ended up working for a chiropractor, and without knowing it, I had been already very sick for many years. I suffered from migraines since I was 10 years old. I was constipated since I was 10 years old. I would go to the bathroom like once a week, and I thought that was normal. I was taking bare aspirin constantly because of my migraines. That would be at least 3 days out of every week. I would be miserable, go to bed with it, wake up with it. And within a month and a half of working at the chiropractor's office, obviously it was mandatory. Thank God I found an amazing chiropractor. He was very principled, and it was mandatory that we got our spines adjusted and that we got clear, because he would tell us that unsubluxated we were going to be able to work more efficiently for him. And he was right. So we started getting adjusted, but within a month and a half, I ended up very sick in the hospital, and it was my liver that had been already trouble because of all those years of taking bare aspirin. And I actually loved that job at that chiropractor's office. They fired me for missing a week and a half of work. And but I already knew. I understood that above, down, inside out, and I understood that the power that made the body heal the body. And after going to at least 3 different internists, they told me I had to take medications for the rest of my life because my liver was not producing the enzymes that I needed to survive. And I needed to go to the bathroom, and I needed pills for my stomach. I needed all these different pills, but I knew within my soul that what they had taught me in that short month and a half was right, and that the power that made the body indeed was going to heal it. So I told them to something very inappropriate, and I walked out of that office, and I never took a pill ever since. And then I started looking for another job at another chiropractor's office, and I kept doing that until I left for chiropractic school 8 months later. So chiropractic truly saved my life. I actually went to chiropractic school before my symptoms subsided. I just had such faith that it was going to work. So my symptoms started subsiding when I was already in chiropractic school, and then I started not getting headaches. I started going to the bathroom 3 times a day, which I found to be very annoying, but it was the normal. And then I've been a chiropractor ever since for almost, it's going to be 20 years. Actually, 21 years, this December 13. Yes, I graduated in 1997. So yes, it's been such a blessing, and I love my chiropractic story because it's almost, when I tell it, it's almost unbelievable. I don't know what it would have been of me if I wouldn't have found that chiropractor. So I'm very grateful.
And coming off of that information about your chiropractic story, now after almost 21 years in practice, what makes you unique in the chiropractic world?
Wow, I practice in Miami, and there's a lot of chiropractors where I practice. I think what makes me unique is that I speak my mind, and I am, what you see is what you get. Is the same for my patients, as my friends, as my family members, and I tell it like it is. I'm one of those chiropractors that literally will tell the truth to the patient, and and some patients have walked out of my office because I speak my mind. If I don't tell them the truth, nobody else will. So I do run a family practice, and I have a lot of people that love me and some others don't. But I feel if I don't tell them the truth, Nobody else will. I have a brief moment in time to impact them in a positive way. And if I don't do it, they are off to be brainwashed by Walgreens or whatever else they are exposed to. And we have a Walgreens in every corner in Miami. So, yeah, it is my chance and my opportunity to tell it like it is. And sometimes it goes through, sometimes it doesn't, but it doesn't stop me from being my most naked, raw self.
Yeah, and I know that that's one layer of what you are as a chiropractor, is you run a private practice, but you have another initiative that you're working on right now, and this is something I think that makes you more unique. Maybe you didn't talk about it too much yet, but what is this naked project that you're doing, and what is it? How are you communicating with your target audience by implementing this naked project story?
Well, actually, yeah, the Get Naked was born, obviously in practice, because I felt that so many people had a subluxation between their ears, right? And the more, if you don't clear the mind stuff, it's just so much harder to get through the body stuff, the physical stuff, so they can actually express the miracles that chiropractic and life has in store for you. So Get Naked was born out of my own personal story with a very troublesome relationship. And yes, it is a hard topic to speak about, but it was systems that I developed during that process in order for me to keep shining my light into the world and keep being a great chiropractor and a mother and a chiro missionary and everything else that I do. So I developed this system in order for people to strip down from the emotional layers so they can find their true purpose and their true self and fall in love with it, as we develop systems that are going to help you shine in all the relationships in your life. And it starts definitely with a relationship with yourself first, and then your loved ones, and your inner circle, and then your outer circle. And I just love to speak about relationships because we're all here to connect. And I know we are connecting in this format right now, but it is we are all here to connect in person as well, and to laugh and to love, to cry and to live our most full life ever, so we can give this presence to the world. We all have our gifts, and sometimes we are so clouded by our past experiences and past scars and things that have happened to us that we feel frozen and stuck and sad and depressed, and like we're not enough, like we do not deserve that amazing love and amazing laugh, and that is so not true. So Get Naked is a system that I developed in order to strip down all those layers so you can indeed shine your light into the world, that we are also meant to connect with each other. And relationships are my passion project, and Get Naked is too, of course. And it's my Get Naked journey that I've been sharing with people, and all the people that I've helped is because of things that I've gone through myself. And I know those systems worked for me when I was at my darkest, and it is not a pretty story, I guess, but it is my story, and the more I bless others with my story, the more I know it happened for a perfect reason, and God's plan is just amazing. So I couldn't have done it any other way. I couldn't have planned it for sure that way. So Get Naked to Thrive is a system I developed to help people shine their own light onto the world and be happy in relationships.
So do you have any favorite quotes or motivational mantras that keep your momentum going as a chiropractor?
Ooh, I think one of my favorite quotes, and I have it on my own Facebook, is let go and let God. Because we feel when we really release and let go of this control that we have, it just help us be more authentic, which is actually going to impact more people in our practices and in our personal lives. Sometimes we get so stuck on making people believe exactly what we want to believe, especially in practice, that we just block the message out. Oops. Sorry. I got a call from my son. Okay, so I think that is let go and let God. It's just releasing it to a higher power. Oh my Lord. Guys, it's my son. Christian, I'm in the middle of an interview. Okay, sweetheart. I'm in the middle of an interview. Bye.
Well, that's a first for us, and we can appreciate it, and we'll keep that right in the middle of it.
We're gonna
because
keep that.
you are a practitioner, and you know you do have a busy life, and you are a mother, a mamapreneur, a mama proctor.
Two amazing teenagers, and they trust me. They teach me. They can make a principal every single day. so yes, but yeah, letting go like that, because I couldn't have planned that phone call, and there is a higher power. When you speak from your soul and you act from your gut, you just can release everything else and learn to say next, and then the next person will hear your message. But when we get caught up on trying to change people's minds and trying to impact our beliefs upon theirs, then we just block the process, shall we say. So releasing it onto a higher power, whether it's God or not, it just makes everything flow so much better, and the plan just comes out better than you could have ever imagined.
Yeah, you know, the things that you say there really, I think, are going to speak to a certain group of people that need to hear the story, and they need to be connected to you. And I think that there's a lot that you say to people that has a great connection to them, because I really do believe that people need to know themselves, and they need to know their tribe, and they need to know their inner circle, like you said, and they need to know their relationship with themselves. They need to know that what's happened to them in the past isn't the person that they are today. And I think that there's a lot of, you know, mental game that's involved. You know, like you said, you got to clear the subluxation above the atlas out first. And you got to let people, you know, resonate with who they are, and then they resonate with you. And I think that that's something that you were saying, that not everybody's fit for your practice. And, you know, you're going to take care of those that take your leadership and take you as their doctor. And I think that that's something that's vitally important in this chiropractic conversation. And not to say to every chiropractor out there that's listening to this, or anybody that's a potential patient that's listening to this, that the goal of every chiropractic office is to be high volume. Or the goal of every chiropractic office is to, you know, be the best price in town. Or the goal of every chiropractic office is to take the most insurances. But the question, I guess, that leads up to this is, what would we be able to accomplish if more people were utilizing chiropractic?
Oh, and when you were speaking, obviously, I feel the goal of every chiropractor is to change lives for the better, right? And isn't that what we want as humans? To change each other, to be able to impact each other in a positive way, so then we together can rise above all this craziness that is happening in the world. So I believe that if we were to impact more people with chiropractic, whether in our offices or towns, through social media, through however your channel is, we will create a better world. And I know it sounds kind of cheesy, but deep down inside, I believe it to be so true. And I know that if we were to have more people clear and connected to their source, and less numbed down by painkillers and drugs and substances, then we would just shine brighter as humans. And when we shine brighter as humans, we do better deeds for the world, and we lift each other up, and we actually connect with each other and help each other rise to our best level.
Yeah, the thing you say there that really resonates with me is, it goes back to the old saying, is the body needs nothing extra in it, it simply needs no interference. And that's what our culture has gone to, though, is I need something to fill me up because I'm not enough for myself. Or I need something to be an addition to my physical body because I can't handle what the physical body reveals to me. And I think that when people understand that having a chiropractic adjustment isn't a one-time quick fix, and some people might agree or they might disagree, but chiropractic is a lifestyle. And it's not the first adjustment that changes your life. It's the adjustment that you get for the rest of your life that changes your life. And that's the beautiful thing, is chiropractic exists to get people through something or get them out of something, which is a health concern. But really what it does is it provides a new path of life for them, one that they didn't know that existed before, one that they thought was something that they couldn't afford. one that they thought was going to be scary, one that they thought that was going to, push on their neck or twist their neck. But really what it does is it does allow somebody to get to know themselves at such a deeper degree, because their body is actually starting to function. And one of the things I really love, Ada, is that the chiropractor is so special because they actually put their hands on people and they actually touch people. And it's a different style of touching than just communicating that I'm going to be taking care of you, but now I'm going to remove that subluxation and allow your body to function as it was designed to, unencumbered, processes all on. And that allows people to know that chiropractic is a lifestyle choice, and it's not that first adjustment that you get, it's the adjustments for the rest of your life that change your life.
Yeah, it's that part of your life. When we value it, we value this innate potential that our bodies has to heal, to adapt to the stresses that we're constantly putting upon it. Then when we value that and we make it part of our lives, miracles happen all the time, every single time. And I seen it just so much that I wish like everybody could see through my eyes, right? I wish that every single person that I meet and that I say something to, whether it's a Walgreens or Publix or anywhere else, they could see what I see. They could see what I know. They could realize this amazing body God gave you has this ability that we cannot even start to comprehend how amazing it is, and it can do miracles if you only honor it and maintain it and keep it. Just like you would keep drinking clear water, you would just need to keep this flow going so it can keep being ready to deal with the stresses that you're going to keep putting on it, because we're not going to stop living and we're not going to stop driving in our busy roads and being exposed to the news and social media and all kinds of stresses that now we have. So yes, wouldn't it be great if everybody understood the lifestyle of chiropractic and the miracles that it can give it without having to numb down the pain and numb down your life, or thinking that it is okay to live that way. So many people I see in my practice think that it's okay, that it is normal to be suffering with something for 10, 15 years, that it is normal, that it is okay to have to take a pill every single night. That's okay. It's just normal. I'm a girl. No, it's not normal. So I wish we all got it, because I feel we will indeed rise as humans and be better for each other.
So where do you see the profession headed in the next 20 years?
Ooh. I guess I want to see it, or I'm going to say I see it as the primary door for anything, as the door that people need to get through before they get to a specialist, before they get to any other provider. I see it as normal as brushing your teeth is. That's what I see. I see it as part of every household, part of every home. Just a chiropractic adjustment is just as natural and as accepted as just brushing your teeth, as drinking clean water, as just breathing and exercising. I see it moving forward, so it becomes a norm. It doesn't become the last spot you're going to check out because nothing else works. I want it to be the first portal. So I see it as everywhere, in every single corner, in every hospital, and it just as the normal thing to do before you seek out any other avenue.
You've made it to Chiro Hustle. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This week's episode is brought to you by Clothes for Chiro, Legacy Wealth Management, Posture Screen, Imaging Services, Zingit Solutions, Peter Goldman's Zone School of Healing, Everest Coaching Systems, ChiroThin, Universal Tractioning Systems, Chiropractic Jobs Online, Rhino Coaching, Chiro Matchmakers, True Chiro, and the Social Health Experts Summit. Let's hustle. Yeah, and I think that's going to take a big positioning on the chiropractic profession as well. I think that the chiropractor has to own their own power, and they have to know how powerful they really are and how unique their positioning really is. and not to succumb to what everybody else is doing. And I still think that the chiropractor is a very powerful practitioner, but they don't give themselves permission to be the best. And they allow themselves to be, confused within the ranks and allow themselves to not understand what each other as practitioners do. And then what that does is further puts us off path for us to be that primary port for people to get the information for their health. And I think that the more that chiropractors come full circle and realize how powerful of a space they actually hold, even if it's a small percentage of everybody that's utilizing chiropractic services, that small percentage is what it takes to make a movement. And that's why the chiropractic profession has been so successful for the past 120 plus years, is because there's nothing else that can supplement the chiropractic adjustment. And there's nothing else that is as true as putting your hands as a practitioner on somebody and allowing their body to heal naturally because of your science, philosophy, and art. And I think that that's the most beautiful thing about chiropractic and why we support it the way we do, because we know that by us championing the voice and the future and perpetuating chiropractic in the right light, that people will have resources to let chiropractors become the rightful resource for the communities. And I think that that's where it gets confused with crossing the money and value line, if you will, between the people that need the care and the people that can provide the care. Is how do we matchmake the community to understand how awesome a chiropractic adjustment can be?
Oh, God. Yes, I know. Wouldn't it be great if there was just a magic wand that we can make everybody just feel that way, right? Know what an amazing power your body has. And when it is released, miracles always, always, always happen. But yes, thank you so much for what you do and for trying to educate the masses and the true message of chiropractic. You're truly a chiropractic warrior, and we love and appreciate you for what you do for all of us, because the more that we can unite and get the word out, the more people we're going to save and impact and to live better lives.
Well, it's a good career move for us because we see it as the future in healthcare. So when the rise of chiropractic becomes the focal point that people are going to be attracted to, we're going to be light years ahead of everybody else as communicating the truth in this beautiful profession, that so many other people are going to look to us as the torchbearers. And I think that as we develop more content and we touch more lives and touch more ears with our message and your voice, when we have the ability to touch more lives with your message and your voice, more people are going to say in 20 years, wow, those guys that were doing the Chiro Hustle podcast and the guests that they had speaking on it, that was the truest form of chiropractic that I heard.
Yes, let's just see it as a fact. Let's just see it as a dream for 20 years from now totally come true, and I love it that this is being recorded and I can show my grandkids where it all started.
So as we talk about this chiropractic big idea that we've been discussing with your personal touch and where you've gone in your career and where the profession may be going, let's turn the page back a little bit and talk about marketing. And I know that chiropractors, they don't get like a tremendous amount of, marketing strategies while they're going through their college days. But as you developed into the chiropractor you are today, what are some key marketing strategies that you use to your advantage that you couldn't do without?
Oh, wow. I guess I couldn't do without my patients' opinions. I feel reviews and getting the word out. Nothing better than actual people that are going through the experiences speaking about it. I feel that whenever we can share their true experience with others, people can relate more. And when they can relate, they will trust and they will buy and they will try and they will do. So yes, but getting reviews in your practice and using it in your social media outlets, which I use a lot. So I guess marketing for me means means Facebook, means my Google reviews. It means getting those reviews out to be seen by as many people as I can. So that is one of my marketing things that I love. I used to do a lot of screenings back in the day, but now I use a lot more social media. So that's one of my favorite outlets.
So, what would you say is your favorite social media outlet, and why is that?
So I guess it would have to be Facebook, just because it's where I'm at the most. And I've gotten really, really used to doing Facebook Lives in my office and in my personal page. And every time I have some kind of an idea or a message that can be relatable because of a patient that came that morning or a client I saw on my Get Naked business. So I always just get out there and just put it out there. And I feel you get so much more engagement when you go live and people can relate to you just speaking, being yourself. And so that I would say it would be my most favorite social media outlet, at least for me, just because I feel so natural just going live and speaking to people about what is actually happening and what is happening in my patients' lives that they can also relate to, and they can see it from a different point of view and they can take action upon it.
Yeah, I really love that the social media aspect is so readily available to people and the resources are there, but it's all about implementing how you use it as a medium to communicate with. And I think that that's the upper level type of chiropractor. They will learn that they have to curate a story brand to be able to talk to not only their practice members because they understand the power of social media, like you understand the power of the Facebook Live with the practice member, or you understand the power of a Facebook Live talking to your audience. Understanding that the resources are there, you just have to curate them into a message that people will actually accept it and that it's easy for you and you enjoy it. So I think that understanding that your platform, what you enjoy is the Facebook Live and Facebook as a whole, I think that's really important for people to know that if you just focus on one thing and you become good at one thing, and that's your, your sweet spot where you know that you're going to be winning. And that's why I love to ask those questions is, what media do you appreciate and what do you use? And then people are going to say, wow, maybe I should do what Dr. Auda does and I should do that strategy and then see if that works. So thank you for sharing your strategy of what you like and what works best for your personality. I'm going to go off script for one question with you just because I'm interested to know. We talked about media, we talked about your career again, so we're rehashing a little bit. But what would you say over the past decade is the most important thing to happen in the chiropractic space?
I almost, in the chiropractic space, you mean in our profession itself, right?
Yep.
I feel, and this is going to sound probably not what you think I would say. It's not the expected answer, but this is normal with us. The Get Naked ladies. So I could say the things that people don't expect. I feel that what has been the most impactful is when something, when there's a negative news out of something horrible that they blame on chiropractic. And I feel not only this becomes a blessing in disguise because it is so that out of the woodworks come so many amazing stories to defend chiropractic, and then the voice is heard in a different format, even though it started with a negative thing. Sadly enough, negative news sometimes flow and run faster than positive ones, but when we have something extremely negative, even if it's a lie, it causes so much more passion and our voices to be heard among our profession that we become louder, we unify through this something bad that was said about chiropractic, and we push forward a little bit stronger, because I feel in our profession what we need is more unity, and whatever can unify us, I feel, is a blessing. And the more we can just come together and fight through, because the message, no matter if you're straight or mixer or whatever it is, what we all want, I believe, at least 70,000 of us here in the United States, we all want to impact people in a positive manner. I know we do. That's what we want. And if we have to come together and just make our message even a little bit simpler, so we can reach more people. And sometimes through the bad news we become unified, and I see that as a blessing, because then we make our voices a little louder and we reach a little bit more, and we hold hands and then push through to clear our name, and all the people that have been benefited through chiropractic come forward. And I feel that to be a blessing, because that's when we impact even more lives.
So what do you like to do in your free time? Do you have any favorite books or other podcasts you listen to?
There's this app that I just love, and let me see. It's called Optimize, and this guy should give me some credit at some point. This Brian Johnson, because I talk about this app all the time, and it gives you tidbits on the kind of books that I love to listen and to read, which are personal growth and how to optimize my life so I become more efficient and more impactful in the world. And so this app called Optimize gives you tidbits, philosopher notes, and so many amazing books. And it's like 20-minute audio files, and you get to hear the whole book. And if you want, you can get the PDF format. And so I highly recommend it. I think it's only like $100 a year, and it's for me so well worth it, because when I'm in the car, when I'm in a funky mood, whenever it is, when I'm in the shower, sometimes I just listen to this, and I always get I just inspire in a different way or another, which helps me keep growing on my journey to be able to help others better.
Yeah, and right there you hit the nail on the head with one of the statements that you said there is, you pay for it, so you use it. And this past year is something that I've called the pay-to-play year. And I think that anytime that people really want to level up and they really want to take something serious, I could give you all the access I have to all the trainings that I have resource to. But if you don't pay for it, you don't value it, you don't go through it, you don't implement it, and you don't use it. So there is a value exchange, even if it's for something as simple as an app. You will value the access to the information at a higher level, even if you paid $1 for it.
So it's so true. Again, same with chiropractic. I feel we need to give it its proper value, because when people value it and pay for it, they get better results. And this will be for all chiropractors. Try to give it free care for somebody, and they might not even take advantage of it or make the most out of it as somebody that is paying full price for it.
So we're just about at the end of this episode.
Oh, no!
Yeah. What are some websites and social media links you can give people if they wanted to know more about you?
Oh, okay. I thought, oh my God, you want me to keep up? I guess in order to know more about me, you can obviously reach me through Facebook, Auda Tovar, or Instagram, Dr. Auda Tovar. And that's where I put a lot of my stuff. And I have also a YouTube channel, which is Dr. Auda Tovar Official channel, and I have a lot of my interviews there, a lot of my Get Naked tips. But the websites where you can get, I guess, all my hats, because I wear all these hats, the mom hat and the chiropractor hat and the chiromissionary hat and the Get Naked hat, you can go to drauda.com. It's actually dr-auda.com, aura.com. So dr-auda.com. You can see all the other links to my Get Naked series website, and my Dynamic Chiropractic website, and my ChiroMission website on all the other, but that is like my homepage. If you also, whatever, want to book me as a speaker, I'm also a professional speaker, or anything you want to book, a free discovery call to see if Get Naked to Thrive is the right system for you, if you want to get rid of your past hurts and get into the right headspace. That will be the call to book with me, and that will be free, so we can chat and see if Get Naked is right for you as well. But yes, dr-auda.com. That's where you can find the links to all my pages, and you can reach me through any of the social medias mentioned as well.
Awesome. Is there any...
Oh, and I also have something for your listeners. I created a free ebook, and I also just created a 3 video series that I'm giving out in all my interviews on how to get the love you want. So if you message me, I will send you the link to that video series on how to get the love you want.
Beautiful, because that was our question. We were going to ask you if there's anything we didn't ask you that you'd like to share with our audience today.
Oh, well, there it is. I'm one step ahead here. Oh, you guys are awesome. And thank you for having me. I know we have done a few interviews, and it's always such joy. And thank you for getting the word out and getting us chiropractors in line and getting the message to the masses as loud, as clear as you do.
Well, it allows us to live in our flow state, which is our genius, which is the conversation. And chiropractic is something that we definitely know how to talk around the campfire with. And we think that the more that we make the conversations live outside the four walls of chiropractic, then we're actually touching lives with the voice that needs to be heard. And that's yours today. And that's the perpetuation of Chiro Hustle podcast. And that's why from day one, we've had such great support with wonderful sponsors. We've had great support from industry leaders, and the future is with us. So the future practitioner is now a part of our tribe. So I think that what you said is so important for us, because I know that we have your support, and I know that with your support, there's 50 other people with what you said today that we're going to touch lives with. So, it's not just this one time, like the first adjustment. It's the culmination of the adjustments that changes lives. So it's the culmination of our interviews that will change the chiropractic storyline. And that's really a sacred place for us to live in. So thank you for being our guest today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Well, that pretty much wraps up this episode, and I want to thank you again for being our guest today, and I want you to enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Awesome. You guys do too.
Love and appreciate you, Ada. We'll see you on the next one, okay?
Un beso, ciao.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Chiro Hustle. Don't forget to subscribe and check back next week to continue hustling.